So are you also still writing product specifications manually? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to build an AI agent to auto-generate Google Sheets product specs. So like you, I also used to manually write the product specifications, but this is such a time-consuming task, right? So to save me some time, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the product details into my spreadsheet, automatically my AI agent is going to give me the product specifications, and further I can add that product specifications back again into my Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation without knowing any programming or coding language, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video I'll show you how to build an AI agent that automatically generates product specifications inside Google Sheets. So with the help of OpenAI, we'll create a smart workflow that takes simple products name, description, category and use case and write well-structured product specifications, saving you tons of time on manual writing. So whether you're managing an e-commerce catalog or creating product listing, this automation is a game changer. So let's dive in and watch the AI do the work. And to get started, I'm just going to show you the working of this automation. Let's say that I'm just going to enter the product name, category and use case over here. And now within seconds in real time, my AI agent is going to generate me the product features, technical specs, key benefits, ideal user persona and comparison notes. And as you can see, the details have been generated, that too without any manual intervention, in real time within seconds. Over here you can see the features, the technical specs, the key benefits, ideal user persona and comparison notes. So yes, you can see within seconds in real time all the details have been generated and added right over here in my spreadsheet, that too without any manual efforts. So yes, this is the power of automation which we are going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this amazing automation, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I'm just going to open a new tab and search for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And over here we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in, and now it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with this automation we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to build an AI agent to auto generate Google Sheets product specs. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create, and as soon as we are going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started we are simply going to select our trigger application which is Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it right over here. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So for the trigger event we are simply going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use the same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connects workflow. So I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to open our spreadsheet. And after opening this spreadsheet, we have to go go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then towards this get add-ons. And after coming over here towards this get add-ons, what we have to do is we simply have to search for an app right over here, which is Pabbly Connect webhooks. So I'm just going to search for it and select it. And as you can see that I have already installed this extension right over here. So it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this extension, you are definitely going to get the option of install right over here. And once you install this extension, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh your spreadsheet, because if you are not going to refresh your spreadsheet, you are not going to get the option of Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here in your extensions tab. And once you're going to refresh this, you're going to get this option. And after coming over here towards this Pabbly Connect webhooks, we have to go towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow right over here in the webhook URL field, and then for the trigger column, I'm just going to enter my trigger column, which is C. So the trigger column will be your final data column, on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. So I want, as soon as I add the product name, category and use case, automatically the details should be sent towards the webhook URL, and the rest of the details like feature, technical skips, and the rest of the details should be generated with the help of my AI agent. So I only want to send 3 details, so I've kept my trigger column as C. And if you want to send 2 details, you can keep it as B. If you want to send 4 details, you can keep it as D. The trigger column will be specified according to your spreadsheet. Alright, and after entering both of this, you're simply going to click on this submit. And as soon as we're going to click on this submit, it is saying setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and from here we have to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and we have to simply switch on this button which is send on event. It is a really important step to switch on this button which is send on event, because upon switching on this button, what is going to happen is that whenever a new event is going to occur in this spreadsheet, automatically the workflow is going to get triggered and the details would be sent towards my webhook URL. So as you can see that I've simply switched on this button, and now we are ready to do the test submission. So to do the test submission, I'm simply going to enter the product name right over here, and then I'm just going to enter the product category, and then I'm just going to enter the use case. And after entering all of these details, with this we have successfully did the test submission, and now these details have been sent towards my workflow. So I'm just going to open my workflow, and over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see the use case, you can see the product name and the category. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, which is Google Sheets. And now whenever I'm just going to add 3 details right over here, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered instantly. Alright, so now we're going to move on forward. Now what I want is I want to build an AI agent to auto generate Google Sheets product specs. So for my action application, I'm simply going to select it as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it right over here. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So over here, if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. So I'm simply going to go towards this OpenAI API key page to get the API key. And after coming over here, we have to click on this create secret key button, and now it is asking me for the key name. So let's say I'm just going to name my key as product specs right over here. And now we're going to move on forward, select the project and click on this create secret key button. And now a secret key has been created. So I'm simply going to copy that key and we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this key, we are simply going to click on this button which says save. And once we're going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me to select the AI model. So I'm simply going to select the AI model as GPT-4. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. Alright, so I'm simply going to enter the prompt, which is this, and as you can see that I've successfully entered the prompt. Over here you can see I've entered the prompt as you are a product strategist. Based on the following details, provide these details. Alright, so I'm simply going to enter the input right over here, which is the product name, category and use case. So I'm simply going to enter all of these details one by one right over here, but we are not going to enter the details by typing it like this manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know, previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of a trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map the product name, then I'm simply going to map the category like this, and once I'm just going to map the use case too. And after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send as request. So I've entered the prompt according to my specific business needs. You have to enter it according to yours. And now my AI agent is going to generate me the features, the tech specs, key benefits, ideal user, and the comparison. So as you can see that it has successfully generated me all of these details right over here. And now with this, we have successfully completed this action step 2. And now I'm just going to add all of these details into my spreadsheet. And to add these details into my spreadsheet, I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as update row. So I'm just going to search for update row and select it, and then we are simply going to click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And once we're going to click on this sign in with Google, Pabbly is asking me to select my Gmail account. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account with the help of which I want to connect my Google Sheets. And now it is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on this allow, Pabbly save, and as soon as we're going to click on this allow, with this we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet. So over here you can see the name of my spreadsheet is product specs AI generator. So I'm just going to select the same right over here, and now it is asking me to select the sheet. So I'm simply going to select the sheet which is sheet 1 right over here, and now we're going to move on further. It is asking me for the row index, so I'm simply going to map this to, I'm just going to look for row index and map it. Now we're going to move on further. It is asking me for all the details which we have in the column, but what we want is I only want to update the row for features and the rest of the details, not for product name, category and use case. So I'm just going to leave it as blank only. I'm just going to map the feature which my AI agent generated. I'm just going to map the technical specs which my AI agent generated. I'm just going to map the key benefits which my AI agent generated. I'm just going to map the ideal user right over here, and then the comparison notes right over here. And after mapping all of these details, we are simply going to click on this blue button which says save and send as request. Alright, so I'm simply going to click on this save and send as request right over here. And as you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully added all of these details into our spreadsheet. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, you can see the details have been added right over here too. So as you can see, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now whenever I'm just going to add the product name, category and use case like I showed you in the starting of this video, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the rest of the details, and within seconds in real time the details would be added right over here in my spreadsheet, that too without any manual intervention. All of this is going to happen in backend. Such a useful automation for your own business too, right? So now go and try this amazing automation for your own business too, because we are offering free 100 tasks right now. And while trying this automation, if you have any questions related to the flow or the video, you can directly comment on this video. For your reference, I'll just click on this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. You can check it out. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.